Hey everybody, Matthew Montoya, and there's my crazy long title. Simply means I teach constant contact. Perhaps this isn't the first time you've seen me on an Alignable webinar. I've been doing these every month for, gosh, now about 2 years. I am crazy excited about this particular presentation. I'm crazy excited. One, it is National Small Business Week, and Constant Contact celebrates National Small Business Week every year, and you are the benefit of that. And you'll see in a slide in a second. But I really love the content I'm about to share with you because the reality is I've actually shared pieces of this content during Alignable webinars, segments of this content in other webinars. What I love about this presentation is it really stitches everything together. All the things, the disparate things that I've taught is really kind of stitching a lot of the things together to help you crush your marketing goals. So let's just get to the big deal. So we want to thank Alignable for our fantastic partnership. And thanks to that partnership, along with the fact that it is National Small Business Week, whether you're a small business or a nonprofit, you can take advantage of a fantastic offer that Randy just alluded to that we'll be sharing with you towards the end of the webinar, how you can actually take advantage of not just the 30% off offer, but also an additional savings thanks to our relationship with Alignable. But let's talk about marketing. So Constant Contact did a recent study of small businesses and found that more than half of small businesses admit to putting off their marketing. I can tell you, I've lived through this. You heard that long biography of me at the beginning of the webinar. I always feel kind of silly hearing it just because I can't believe time has flown that I've been teaching Constant Contact for 14 years. I've met a lot of small businesses and nonprofits, and the number of people going, I know I need to do this. I know I need to do this. If that describes you, stop kicking the can down the road. It's never been easier for you to produce marketing than it is now, and you really almost have no excuse to continue to kick that can down the road. So, a couple more stats: 56% of small businesses say that they only have an hour or less to spend on marketing. That's not atypical, but that's really an hour. I think you could accomplish marketing goals in even less time, thanks to the way that artificial intelligence, automation, segmentation has made it really easy for you to produce effective marketing. 34% feel working more efficiently is key for them to accomplish any of their marketing goals this year. And 33% of small businesses estimate that they have saved more than 40 minutes a day. I'm sorry, 40 minutes a week by leveraging artificial intelligence and or automation. And those are two of the tools we're going to talk about today. So speaking of talking about today, what are we going to talk about today? How AI can help you beat that writer's block. How artificial intelligence can help you beat that writer's block. And I can tell you, AI has really made writer's block a thing in the past. We're going to talk about how to make your marketing more timely and personal with segmentation and automation. And then lastly, we'll talk about how to streamline all of your marketing efforts through things like integrations and automation. So first off, let's kill that writer's block. 60% of small businesses that currently use artificial intelligence in their marketing have said they've saved time and are working more efficiently. This doesn't surprise me. I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. You heard that I've been in marketing now for well over 20 years. I use artificial intelligence. I will admit it. I use artificial intelligence to help me write marketing. I'm a seasoned marketer. I know how to write marketing copy. I know how to build creative content. The challenge for me isn't so much writer's block, is just getting started. I have so much to do in my day that anything that helps me be more efficient is a benefit. And artificial intelligence absolutely does that. It allows me, I don't necessarily have writer's block. I have more too much on my plate to do, and anything that can kill a little bit of that time is welcome. And so I use artificial intelligence daily to not just help me with marketing, but also just generally anything that I need to write and more. 91% small businesses say that using AI, artificial intelligence, help them be more successful. You know, Constant Contact, our customers, they're most likely not marketers. They are also not technologists for the most part. They're busy making the products, offering the services, being a helpful nonprofit in the community. They're doing the thing that they know best, they're most passionate about. They're not marketers. They don't necessarily use technology like something like Constant Contact all the time. So artificial intelligence is making it's so much easier for people to do marketing that used to take hours and hours and hours and a lot of thought and strategy. It's taking a lot of that and automating it. 28% expect artificial intelligence and automation to save them at least $5,000 over the next 12 months. 46% say that they've only a beginner's understanding knowledge of the benefits of using AI. So if you can't tell, I'm going to be talking a lot about the benefits today. Now, do you know artificial intelligence? Some of the stuff that I'm going to show you, I've taught previous sessions on Alignable about how to specifically use artificial intelligence. In fact, I did an hour on just artificial intelligence. So this is going to be a little higher level. But do know there's no kind of nickel and diming here in terms of constant contacts using of AI. So if it may sound like I'm really proselytizing artificial intelligence as a way to try to get you to spend some more money, no, it's included in two of the three constant contact plans. So we offer a light plan, a standard plan, and a premium plan, and artificial intelligence is in our standard and premium plan. So it's very accessible. Now, maybe this describes you. You keep hearing this buzzword. You maybe have a cursory understanding of what it is, but let's define what artificial intelligence actually is. So, artificial intelligence, AI is like teaching computers to think and learn on their own, like a person. It helps the computer understand things. Artificial intelligence is really all about context. We're used to things like smart devices that can find information for you, right? This is kind of like finding information, but contextually knowing specifically what it's looking for, and then actually creating content around that. Now, it's been used in a lot of things, and it is used in a lot of things, from phones to cars, to video games, to make them more smart, more helpful, help people be more efficient. AI, artificial intelligence, and marketing is using these same complex algorithms, and you don't need to know any of this computer jargon to actually use artificial intelligence. It's using this technology to help create content, to help save time, to help in common tasks. It's basically just constantly learning to provide better and better and better content, more relevant content, and more content with context. Artificial intelligence in constant contact is all about doing things like generating content and messaging. So there's some pros and there are some cons in using artificial intelligence. I've already talked about a few of the pros, right? It helps you banish writer's block. Even if ultimately the content isn't complete, it certainly gets you, what I like to say, on the green, right? It gets you close enough that a little bit of work can get the marketing done for you. It helps you communicate more effectively. As I said, not all of you are probably marketers. Many of you may not only suffer from writer's block, but what's the best way to say something? Well, artificial intelligence, because it is intelligent, knows that it's writing marketing. Additionally, artificial intelligence in constant contact knows what kind of marketing you're actually writing. As an example, if I ask artificial intelligence to write email marketing, it is going to specifically look at best practices and create content that's most effective for email marketing. If I ask artificial intelligence to write me a text message, it's going to write a succinct, short, to the point message because it knows it's writing for text. It can improve your campaign results because you're producing more high quality marketing that you might have had to go to outsiders to produce. Ultimately, it's all about saving time. But the cons you do need to consider. The cons, things like lacking a human touch. You might have even seen some artificially intelligent content out there and go, well, that doesn't sound like a human. While it does a really, really good job, it's not perfect. Artificial intelligence, by its nature, is getting smarter every day, but it's still not a human being. And it can make mistakes. So it's more right than wrong, but it doesn't particularly know the nuances of your business, of your nonprofit, to be completely perfect. And it's only as good as much information as you feed the algorithms. How much information that you give artificial intelligence is going to improve the results. If I only give artificial intelligence 2 words to describe an upcoming event I have, it's going to have to really stretch those 2 words out. But if I can give more information about where the event is, what the event is for, who it's for, what kind of audience I can anticipate coming, if I can tell artificial intelligence more context, it will take that context and write even better material for me. We highly suggest, as I will share a little bit later, that if you use artificial intelligence, especially in Constant Contact, because I work for Constant Contact, you definitely want a human being to review it. It's not always perfect, but again, it's banishing that writer's block. It's banishing that, what in the world do I say? How do I say it? Problem. And I can tell you that in my time teaching Constant Contact, teaching digital marketing over these 14 years, I'll call it like it is. And those of you that have attended these webinars on Alignable with me before, I've said this before. Constant Contact has built its name on an easy to use, intuitive product. It is not hard to use. What's hard to do is what do you put in the marketing, right? And artificial intelligence is here to finally save us from that. Now, as I said, you can use artificial intelligence in a wide variety of different kinds of campaigns, from writing things like your subject line, your pre-header text, to literally writing your email. In fact, artificial intelligence and Constant Contact will not only write your content, it will build the entire email. It will build the entire email with headlines, subheadlines, body copy, calls to action. And because our tool's so easy to use, you can use a tool that we've named our brand kit, where you upload your logo, your color scheme, and you only have to do that once. So artificial intelligence will actually brand your email for you. It'll write social posts and social advertising, text marketing, as I said before. It'll help you write product descriptions and even help you write content for blogs and websites. Now, with artificial intelligence, it also will help you. I said that Constant Contact, our tool, artificial intelligence will actually build the entire email using best practices. Well, it follows rules like this. So it focuses on things like, what are you offering? What are you trying to accomplish? How will the reader actually, why would they care about the content? And ultimately, what should they do? So these three things I have taught for years and years and years, that effective email marketing is, one, simple. It's not overly complicated in the sense that you don't give too many, you don't get put too much into your email. You need to make sure that people can identify these three things very, very quickly. Well, artificial intelligence knows that. Again, it's smart. It's constantly learning. And when you use artificial intelligence to build an email for you, guess what? With just a few strokes of your keyboard and hitting go, artificial intelligence will build an email following these best practices. So when we talk about things like saving time and producing higher results, the reason for that is because, one, artificial intelligence is writing all of this content, it's developing all of this for you, but it's creating effective marketing. Now, could we ask artificial intelligence to write a really crazy long email and have it go on and on and on with lots of different things for people to look at? Well, I don't know that it would actually work. It'd probably just say, no, it's not what I'm designed to do. But hypothetically, we could ask it to do that, and it would do that. But we want this to create effective marketing for. We want this to actually produce a high return on your investment. Now, within Constant Contact, there's actually some settings that you can apply to have the content that artificial intelligence is developing have a particular tone. So switching between the different tones gives you different kinds of results. So three examples of the tones we offer: enthusiastic, it gets people really excited. It's great for things like automations, welcome emails to promote your offer. Informative, it's going to be longer form content. It's going to be more educational focused. It's going to be more detailed. Approachable is really great for social media. Also, SMS text marketing, it's going to be a little bit of shorter snippet. So any of these are right. What you basically do is try to figure out, okay, what is the kind of marketing that I'm trying to produce? And artificial intelligence will take it from there. It'll actually produce the rest of the marketing. The one, if you're stuck trying to figure out which one to choose, we generally say enthusiastic. It gives you the best kind of flexibility, but you can toggle between them and see the kind of marketing that's going to be produced and find the one that's best for you. All right. So, as I said, artificial intelligence is great, but it is not perfect. So, it is really important that you add the human touch to review the marketing. So far, in all of my training on this, whenever I do a demonstration of artificial intelligence and Constant Contact, I almost always have to edit it somewhat. I always have to add a little bit of more context, change a couple of words, but a lion's share of the work is done, and you'll see this come to light in my demonstration today. But you want to make sure that it makes sense. I mean, it does a great job of following basic grammar and things like that. That's not what I mean by making sense. You got to make sure that it actually is relevant to your business or nonprofit. You also may want to add additional words to make it sound a little bit more like you, and you make sure that it's targeted to the right audience. definitely want to fact check it, right? This is, I always call artificial intelligence the robots. The robots are writing this content for you. So you want to make sure that they are being factual. You also want to make sure that it's easy to skim, that it's not overly heavy, overly complex content, that you want to make it easy for people to skim, because the dirty little secret in email marketing, and basically all marketing, is that people don't read. We just scam, we scan. We're just looking for the main thrust of whatever we're trying to consume. And so you want to make it digestible. And you may want to adjust the length. Again, artificial intelligence in Constant Contact will do this automatically. So if I ask it to write a text, if I ask it to write social media, it knows it's doing that. It's going to write the appropriate length of content. Ask it to write for email, it's going to write something for email specifically, but you want to make sure that it's on point. So next up, let's talk about how to personalize your content. So if you've seen me present at Alignable before, you've heard this word before. Relevancy. Relevancy is the secret sauce to successful marketing today. Relevancy is what makes everything work. 76% of buyers expect more personalization, more relevancy, to help them develop a relationship with your brand, all right, with your organization. If you think about it, in this day and age, everything digital now is relevant. It's all personalized. If you've searched for anything on the internet, or even better, if you've searched for a product on Amazon and then went to Facebook, went to Instagram, you immediately saw ads for that product, right? That's personalization. Now, some of you find that a little creepy, perhaps. I find it actually refreshing, because if I'm going to be serviced up advertising, I personally want to have it personalized. I want to have it relevant to me. The reason relevancy is so important, especially in email marketing, is because it's very easy to get people to tune you out. If the information if your information you're sending them is not meant for them, they're going to tune you out. So relevant messages improve your results. Relevant messages can help you dynamically segment based on what people are doing. So a couple of ways that Constant Contact helps you do this is, well, let me define segmentation first. I've done it in previous webinars, but let me do it now. So segmentation is simply taking a large list and breaking it up into smaller lists. And those smaller lists are called segments. Segments are going to be tied to a person's geography. Where do they live? What income level do they have? Have they donated before or not? Have they bought before or not? What are they clicking on? What are they doing with your marketing? So segmentation is just a way for you to carve a large list into smaller lists. But Constant Contact actually helps you segment. So one way we can do that is dynamically. So we can actually almost magically take your list and help you break it up into these smaller groups. The idea is that you send content as relatable as possible, as focused as possible, as targeted as possible, and as relevant as possible to these smaller groups. Also, Constant Contact has a feature where if somebody clicks a link in an email, you can segment them. So I want you to imagine an email where you have 3 different products listed. Somebody clicks on the second product. What are they telling you? They're telling you they're interested in the second product. So savvy marketers segment that person into a list about that second product category. Or what does that second product cost? Maybe they're telling you something about their price affinity, right? Or if I use real estate, somebody clicks on a second location, a second property out of 3 properties in an email, that's telling the realtor what's their price point, what are they interested in terms of square footage, maybe they have a family or not, what part of town. Segmentation is every single time somebody is clicking a link in an email, they're telling you something about themselves, and through Constant Contact you can automatically segment your audience because they clicked on that link. Lastly, you have the ability to dynamically show content, literally show or not show content based on what the person is. So their geography, their job title, the state they live in, that's geography, the products that they've shown interest in, have they donated or not. You can actually dynamically show different content based on that segmented information. Within Constant Contact, we also have a tool. This is the tool that actually creates segmentation for you beyond the email. So I mentioned before that we have click segmentation. This is beyond click segmentation. This tool allows you to segment up a list in nearly infinite ways. So what I can ask it to do is I can say, hey, look on this list and find me everybody that meets this particular criteria. Constant Contact's going to do that, and it's going to pump out a list of people that meet that criteria. What is that criteria? Well, it could be how frequently they've interacted with your emails, or did they click a specific link in an email? Have they clicked any link in an email? Do they live in a particular state? Do they have a particular job title? You can carve it up in nearly infinite ways. And it'll even look at custom data. So, what is custom data? Things that are unique to your organization. Things like a salesperson's name or tracking codes, things that would be unique to you, your business, or your nonprofit. This tool will cut up the list for you. This tool is available, just like our AI, in our standard and premium plans. Now, the benefit to this kind of a segmentation is not only is it infinite, and here you see examples of where we're creating different kinds of segments. Here's one where people have opened the last 5 emails and they're on this particular list. Perhaps we want to look in this particular state. The benefit is these lists are dynamic. They're living. They evolve. Okay. And the benefit of that is as you upload data or as you synchronize data from an integration, as data is coming into constant contact, as people are opening your emails, as they're clicking links in your email, people are being moved into this segment or moved out of this segment automatically. And you can have as many of these segmented lists as you need, but these are living lists. So let me talk about another pain point that I've heard from small businesses and nonprofits across my 14 years. List management is hard. Oh, I met so many people that would have 20, 50, 100 lists and they drive themselves crazy. Should I put people on this list or that list? Should I delete this list? It was very hard. With segmentation, realistically, you could just have one list and let segmentation on our segmentation tool that I'm showing on the screen right now break up your list for you. And the idea there is then you use that to send more targeted, relevant, pointed information to those groups. Look, you're probably all here for one core reason: to make more money. Whether you're a small business and you're celebrating National Small Business Week or you're a nonprofit, you're probably watching me and listening to me right now to make more money. Okay. The way you make more money in digital marketing is through segmentation, is through sending relevant content. The more relevant it is, the more you're going to see results. As I said, you can use our dynamic feature to show or not show content to people. You can also use this to change what you're going to deliver to people. Things like e-commerce become all the more powerful when you use segmented data to send people really relevant information. This would be an example of dynamic content. So we could deliver this email to people that have shown an interest in this pink pillow in the past, an email with the pink pillow maybe on sale. People that were interested in the betting, we could send one email that changes based on the subscriber. So the person that built this email, they built the one email, but what people see in the email changes based on the segmentation. Now, this particular feature, dynamic content, is only available in our premium plan. We could even go as far as having 3 different products. We could have 5 different products. We could have different headlines. We could have different calls to action, all change based on the subscriber. The return on investment for marketing automation is almost over 5 times higher for each dollar invested. The idea behind that kind of lift in your return on investment is because if you leverage the secret sauce of segmentation and then you tie it to automation, makes making money all the more quick. Now, automation is simply just having the computer, having the software do common things for you, right? So Constant Contact offers automation in our product suite. And with automation, you can accomplish a wide variety of goals. Things like driving more top of mind visibility, right? This is going to be the number one reason to use something like automation, is that you add somebody to a list, or even better, you use the segmentation tool that will automatically put people on a list. And as moment that they're on the list, the moment that they're in the segment, they start getting an email or emails or texts, right? And this is keeping your business or nonprofit top of mind. So it's helping you drive business and or support. And the way you can drive that kind of business is through things like abandoned carts, through e-commerce tools. You could nurture people. So maybe they're not a customer, maybe they're not a donor, maybe they're not a volunteer. You nurture them till they become one. You could do things like win backs. So these are going to be people that have never bought from you, people that have abandoned their shopping cart, people that I've already mentioned abandoned cart. People that maybe aren't paying attention to your marketing anymore. You want to win them back. They had shown interest at one point, but they're no longer paying attention to you. You could do things like request a review. Also helps you build relationships through things like a welcome series. So as soon as somebody joins a list, they go to your website and they join your marketing list. What would be a great thing to send them? A welcome email, right? Or things like date triggers, wishing them a happy birthday or a reminder of the business relationship they have with you through an anniversary greeting. The idea here is to automate as much common marketing that you would do so that you don't have to do it every single time. So an example for a small business, right? Perhaps you are regular sending out a we'll use the welcome series, right? You're wanting people to know you're thankful for them joining your list, but then you probably want them to join you on social media. Well, maybe that's your second email is encouraging them to follow you on social media. And then maybe you want them to leave a Google review for you. So the third email is asking them to do that. Automate these tools or automate these messages so you don't have to sit there and do it every single time. For nonprofits, something like volunteer onboarding. So somebody raises their hand, says, "Yeah, I want to be a volunteer." Maybe you send them a series of emails and or texts that walks them through the essential things they need to know and the essential steps they need to take to become a successful volunteer with you. Last but not least, we're going to talk about streamlining all of this through integrations. So 41% of Constant Contact's highest performing customers have some sort of integration with other tools. And there are thousands of integrations. Over 6,000 tools that you probably use integrate with Constant Contact. Now, in general, most of these tools are going to be pushing data into Constant Contact. So if I can use one of my favorites, a nonprofit tool, Donor Perfect, they can push donation information into Constant Contact, donor information into Constant Contact, making it easier for a nonprofit to send out a message. Or if we use something like WooCommerce or Shopify, that's going to push shopper information into Constant Contact. So we're going to have a database of people that have bought or abandoned carts or shown interest. We're going to have a database in Constant Contact where we can then fire off marketing. But the reason why I'm, again, so passionate about this presentation is everything is connected here. AI will write the content that we're going to put in the marketing. AI will produce the actual emails that we're going to send out. Segmentation will allow us to take this data coming in and carve it up with that dynamic list so that we can fire off even more targeted emails. Automation can automate the sending of this information, and the loop just keeps continuing. It'll also help do things like sync e-commerce data. So did they spend this much versus this much? When's the last time they spent this much? I want to target people that only have spent this much. It also can do things like allow you to monitor your results. So some of the integrations we have also talk back. So what that means is that we could, in one platform, monitor the opens, monitor the clicks, monitor the interaction people have had with us through a third-party tool. I think we're getting really close to a good point to stop and take your questions. And ideally, you have a lot of questions. But let's kind of just look back and talk through what we've learned today. AI can help, but a human is needed. AI is a fantastic tool to help you be more effective, get you onto the green, past that writer's block, but a human still needs to be involved. You also want to try different things, right? So not only do you want, let me back up. One thing I've seen in so many small businesses and nonprofits across my 14 years at Constant Contact is people, if they're doing digital marketing, they get in a rut. They don't even know they're in a rut. They continuously just keep doing the same thing that they've always done and are sometimes afraid to embrace new ideas, sometimes afraid to embrace new technology. And the marketing world's evolving, right? It constantly will be. And so don't be afraid to try new kinds of initiatives. Lastly, use marketing automation to build more meaningful one-on-one relationships and stay top of mind. But as I pivot here to bring my friend Randy back, it's never been easier to do successful marketing. Hopefully you can hear the passion in my voice. If you've been reluctant to get started, now's the time to get started.